screen is visible to all of you? Yes, please.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
The
sir.
screen is visible. Correct. What do you see on the screen? What is the title of
Sir, other
Other
form
form
of
of
balance
BS.
sheet.
balance sheet? Correct, correct. Other forms of balance sheet. All right. We'll start our classes. Can any one of you tell me what we discussed on Thursday?
Formation of balance sheet.
Okay. Little more.
So we classify each transaction among the 5 entries with the 5 terms: asset, liability, expense, revenue, and capital.
Okay, then other forms of balance sheet was discussed. The balance sheet can be prepared in vertical form or horizontal form. The one that I showed you earlier is the one which is prepared and distributed among the shareholder. The second one, which is available on the screen, it is prepared for internal purposes. So the one that is available on your screen now is important from the point of view of understanding a lot of concepts. For example, if I ask you what are liquid assets, for example, I ask you what are liquid assets. So you should be in a position to tell me that cash in hand, bank balance, book debt, short-term investments are example of liquid assets. If I ask you what are non-liquid assets, so material and supplies, prepaid expenses, total is called as non-liquid asset, and current assets are liquid plus non-liquid. But again, current assets are to be distinguished with fixed assets. Fixed assets are like furniture, equipment. Details I had explained to you earlier also. So at least this page is good for from the point of view of such other things, like I was explaining to you just now. So before I proceed for today's discussion, that is there in our daily schedule, I would like you to ask me questions if there are, or if there is any, on what we have already discussed.
What is book debt?
Yes, can I have some questions which I on whatever we have discussed so far? Which day is it today? From the discussion point of view, which one is it?
17th.
Correct, 17th. Because every week we take 4 classes. So 4 weeks are over, 16 classes are over, and this I took because I have in fact gone through the university annual calendar. Several vacations up to May. I think we'll be able to complete our course before May. Up to May, a few vacations are falling on Monday, or I mean on those days on which we have class. So in order to compensate those holidays, I'll engage class either on Friday or on Saturday, giving you advance notice, so that at the end of, or when the closing day approaches, we may not be forced to rush through and in the process miss some topics or close our discussion very fast. Let it be done in a usual normal way. For that, whenever there is a holiday or vacation, or maybe I am out for some of my personal work, I would like to compensate it within that week, so that there is no rush towards the end and we complete our course at the usual pace. So those of you who have not still written your names and roll numbers, do it now, so that it is recorded as your attendance. Kindly mention your names and roll number immediately. Okay. In the meantime, you may kindly ask the questions that you wanted to ask, and we yes, I'll make a note and then explain to you. Yes, please. What is the question?
What is book debt? Book debt.
Okay, book debt. Book debt is nothing except debtors. See, and debtors, who are debtors? The persons who will pay you at a later date for buying your goods and services on credit. You might have sold goods or provided services to a set of people. All of them collectively are called as book debt or debtors, or in some books you will find under the heading of sundry debtors. Book debt, debtors, or sundry debtors. Any other question?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, in last class we discussed about electricity bill paid, but electricity bill due but not paid, and we
Correct.
want the expense. So, which accounting convention is guiding us? So, you
Okay.
said discuss in the next class.
Okay, okay. Electricity bill received. Sorry, can you repeat it? I forgot what was the issue.
Electricity bill due but not paid, or rent due but not paid.
Okay, rent due but not paid, and we will record. We will record it in the light of accrual convention.
Yes, sir.
Accrual says if the transaction is complete, record it irrespective of either making payment or receiving payment. In fact, earlier, maybe if I can say maybe 5, 6, 10 years ago, there were two methods, accrual method and cash method. Accrual method is what I have explained to you now. Cash method of recording the transaction was a transaction will be recorded only when cash is received or cash is paid. Especially the system was prevalent in government organization like our university or maybe other government organization. The cash system was prevalent, but gradually we also have shifted, the government organizations have also shifted to the accrual basis of maintaining records, wherein the entries will be made the moment transaction is complete and we will not pay for the actual payment or actual receipt. The current example was electricity. You can have several other examples. Say salaries. You are paying salaries every month, and the day you are paying salary, suppose it's not electronic transaction. If it is electronic transaction, you will transfer whether the person is in or not. Suppose you are paying through check, or maybe you are paying in cash. So there are set of set of 10, 15, 20 employees who were not present on the day you were distributing salaries. Say 31st October, they were not available. But the fact that they have worked for the entire month, you will make an entry. When the payment will be made, another entry will be passed. Now tell me what entry will be made if the salaries were due but not paid. Say it is 31st October or any day of the end of month, and 10 people whose total salary amounts to say 5 lakh rupees, they were not available, so you could not pay them in cash or in check, but entry will be made. What entry will be made about these salaries? Can somebody tell me?
Sir, salary account debit to outstanding salary.
Okay, salaries account debited to outstanding salaries. Those who have not understood the meaning of word outstanding, have all of you understood the meaning of word outstanding?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No. Here comes the difference between ordinary language and accounting language. If I say, okay, can you tell other words? May I know your name? Who just told the entry? Somebody just now told me an entry, salaries debit to outstanding salaries. Can I have her name? Left the class or what? Sorry?
Yes,
Sobia. Okay, Sobia, can you tell any other way of explaining this? Salaries debit to outstanding salaries, because the term outstanding has not been
Yes, sir.
understood by several.
Sir, the salary was due, but it was not paid on time. So in this case, the expense increased, so it was debited, as well as the liabilities also increased, so it was credited.
No. The question I asked you was, you told me that salary is debit to outstanding salaries. The term outstanding salary is not clear to several of your classmates. Can you
Yes, sir.
make it a bit simple? Because we should understand in a language which is understood by most of you, all of you.
Yes, sir. Sir, outstanding.
Yes, Sobia.
Sir, outstanding expenses refers to the expenses which had a due date, but it was not paid on that particular date. And according to accrual concept, we record it on that date, record the actual entry, and later on
Okay,
when we have to.
hold on for a second. Now I am referring to the entire class. if you leave the accounting class for the time being, hold on, I mean, maybe you are not attending to the class, what meaning would you draw of the word outstanding? What,
Due but not received.
what meaning does this word convey to you, outstanding?
Out of the
Sir,
ordinary.
it means work has
Sir,
been
due
done.
but not received.
Due but not received. No, I am asking you in general.
So
assuming-
payable in
Sir,
future.
it means that work has been done, but the amount has not
Okay,
been.
okay, any other explanation in normal, in common language?
Out of the ordinary.
So
Very
payable
good,
in-
sir. बहुत अच्छा.
Extraordinary. Very good, बहुत अच्छा. ये कहने के साथ ये तो बहुत ही आउटस्टैंडिंग स्टूडेंट है, इसकी तो परफॉर्मेंस बहुत ही आउटस्टैंडिंग है. कुछ और भी हो सकता है जो क्लास के बाहर खड़ा रहे, जिसको डांट के बाहर निकाल दिया हो, स्टैंडिंग आउटसाइड द क्लास लेट आने की वजह से, या वो मतलब नहीं निकलता.
Pending.
आउटस्टैंडिंग उसे भी तो कह सकते हैं ना, अगर कोई क्लास के बाहर खड़ा है,
No,
देर
sir,
से
that
आया,
would be
उससे तो बाहर
standing
खड़ा
out
हो.
only.
No, sir.
नो, नहीं हो सकता. अच्छा, चलिए, तो आउटस्टैंडिंग का मतलब आपने ये लिया कि बहुत ही अच्छा. अब लुक एट द डिफरेंस बिटवीन अकाउंटिंग लैंग्वेज एंड ऑर्डिनरी लैंग्वेज. अगर हम इसको ये कहें, सैलरीज अकाउंट डेबिट टू सैलरीज पेबल, सैलरीज अकाउंट डेबिट, सैलरीज पेबल अकाउंट क्रेडिट, तो ये सही नहीं होगा. According to accrual concept, salaries, because work has been done, so salaries will be debited, expenses have already been incurred. Because nothing has gone out, only our liability has increased, so second amount to be credited would be salaries payable. Now the salaries is payable to 10, 15, 20 persons. Shall we write all names or shall we do something else? If something is payable, it is payable to somebody, his or her name should appear, so what do we do? All right, the procedure yes, please.
So by writing on the paper, we will attach to the account.
Yes, what we do, we will write here salaries account debit to salaries payable, and below these two words there will be a third word which is known as narration. Salaries due but not paid as per annexure number 1, annexure number 2, any piece of paper on which we will write that reference, and that will have names of all persons and the amount payable to them. Mr. A, 50,000, B, 60,000, C, 70,000, D, 95,000, C, like this. Different amounts will be there and different names will be there. Total will be equal to the amount that you are recording here. Salary is debit to salary is payable, and we will mention the total amount, and total amount will be detailed in an annexure that we will attach with this. If this is clear, you can seek further clarification. If not, I'll move on to today's discussion. If you have further questions, ask me.
Sir, if we made ledger to these entries,
Say
like
it again, please, a bit louder.
sir, if we made ledger of this entry,
Okay.
salary paid, salary
Salary
account
payable.
debited to
Correct.
salary payable. So in amount figure, there what will be written? 0.
No, not why, why 0? When we make a ledger of this, a sheet is attached to this. This sheet has 20 names. So we will open as many as 20 pages of a ledger. A, B, C, D, E, F up to Z. All names will be opened. Against each name, amount will be written in credit, and in credit in this name, head of the account would be salaries. And next day, next month, after some time, when the salaries will be paid, actual payment will be made. So what entry shall we make? Salaries payable, debit, and cash or check will be credited. Because or name of person debit and cash or check will be or bank will be credited. See, after some time this money will be paid to them on next day, 10 days, after 15, 20, whenever they return, whenever one returns. So when the payment will be made, this head of account which we credited last time will be debited and cash account will be credited. Once we do so, what happens in the process? One is cancelled with the other and we are left with salaries and cash. Is this part clear, or you need further explanation?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Is clear to every one of you what I have said now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'll just now write it here somewhere I'll insert a slide. For example, and I'll write here. See, the one that I was explaining to you, I just now explain with the help of one this thing, and then it will be more clear to you. See, the transaction I need not write because you already know. So salaries, debit to salaries payable, and here we have as per list attached. So this is what we will do in the first case. After some time, after 10, 15, 20 days, after 10, 15 days, after some time, payment is being made. So what shall we write? Salaries payable debit to cash or bank. So this we are doing, let us say on 31st July, correct? Let us say on 5th August, we are paying the salary. When we are paying the salary, so salaries payable account we are debiting, and here as we say list attached, so there will be several names. So each name will be debited, or if everyone has been paid at the same time, then salary payable can be debited. So the amount will be, so in the process what is happening, you look at what ultimately the entry becomes: cash credit, salaries debit, salaries debit and cash credit. This entry, that is this where my cursor is there, payable and payable, these two have cancelled each other. Earlier we credited salaries payable, now we are debiting salaries payable. So this will cancel out this, and ultimate entry remains salaries debit to cash. So this is exactly the entry which we make once payment is made. If you pay salary ordinarily, what do? Salaries payment, salaries debit to cash. This is what you do. The same thing we are doing here also. So this is how it can be explained. So if no questions are there, let me move on to today's this one which I had planned now. What is to be discussed today? Today we need to discuss opening and closing entries. Before I discuss opening and closing entries, it is better that you look at this slide first. See, this is what is the discussion which is required today. Before I discuss this one, look at this slide, and then I'll go back to what I was supposed to discuss today. What is this slide? This is about the accounting cycle. What is the accounting cycle? You know that we start with, we pass certain entries. If a company is old, it has already completed one accounting year. So for that, we first of all will pass opening entries. If the company is new, then naturally there will be no opening entry. The transactions will start taking place. Suppose the transaction takes place. A transaction takes place. What do you do first step? You prepare a document. The documentation is complete. After completion of the document, you pass journal entry. Then you prepare a ledger. Then you prepare a trial balance. Then you come to the closing entries. This I have not still discussed. Closing entries I have not discussed. That is meant for today. After that, you prepare profit loss account and balance sheet, and things like this goes on and on. So we have completed our discussion up to this trial balance. We have also discussed profit loss account and balance sheet, but the process involved was in closing entries, which I'll explain to you now. After profit loss account balance sheet, certain adjustments are made. These adjustments are not illegal, they are very much legally required adjustment. Then again we prepare profit loss account. So this is where the process gets completed. So we start with the opening entries. Opening entries naturally for an organization which is existing one which was into business past year also, last year, several years. So every year the first day starts with opening entries. Then transactions take place. Before we record the transaction, we go for documentation. Can you name what is the important document that we make before we pass journal entries? Any answer?
Voucher.
Yes, very true. With voucher, what do we attach? With voucher, what do we attach? With voucher, we attach documentary evidence. What could be the documentary evidence?
So bills, receipt, authorization.
Bills, receipts,
Invoices.
invoice, anything which confirms that the transaction has taken place. For example, you made payment to somebody for supplying some small things and you have paid them 10,000 rupees in cash. Now listen to me carefully. You paid somebody 10,000 rupees in cash. So what will be the documentary evidence? Yes, come on, tell me what will be the documentary evidence?
So receipt.
Okay, receipt signed by the
Voucher.
receiver, signed, correct. A receipt signed by the receiver, wherein he will say that I have received 10,000 rupees from company so and so for so and so purpose. Correct? Often you might have seen before the obtaining signatures, you place a stamp known as revenue stamp. Has somebody seen that revenue stamp? It's a pink color, a little dark pink color, small equivalent size of a stamp which you put on the postal envelope or somewhere. Similar stamps are there, but they are in red color, not red exactly, dark pink color. You paste that on a piece of paper and you sign in such a way that half of your signatures are on the stamp and half on the piece of paper which you hold. Has somebody seen that revenue stamp?
Yes, sir.
Seen or not?
Sir, seen.
But either you should say yes or you should say no.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, none of you have seen revenue stamp?
No, sir.
Sir,
Yes,
I've
sir.
seen.
Okay, I'll post a picture of the revenue stamp. I'll check if it is there in my purse now. No, it's not right now. I'll post a picture in the WhatsApp group. And I want you to know, why do we put a revenue stamp before appending our signatures? Revenue stamp costs ₹1. Doesn't matter, you may pay 1,000 rupees, you may pay 1 lakh rupees. There are certain restrictions. Beyond this amount, money cannot be paid in cash. Payment cannot be made in cash. It has to be through a documentary, through check or bank or online. But for a smaller payment, it is allowed that you can pay in cash, provided you obtain the signature on revenue stamp. So I'll send you a picture, and I'll also ask you to find out and explain to me why do we need revenue stamp. It's a small amount of ₹1 only, but still it is required. Okay, so we were I was telling you the documentation. So once documentation is complete, then you go for journal entry, then ledger, then trial balance, and now I'll explain to you closing entries. Before I explain to you closing entries, look at this one. Here you are writing all direct expenses. Here you are writing closing stock. What is this? The statement, profit loss account. What is the other name of this statement? It is a ledger of your expenses and revenue, isn't it? It is a ledger. In this ledger, you are writing expenses. Where all these amounts, where all these figures are coming from, which is the source of these figures? Can you tell me which is the source of this figure?
Trial balance.
Balance.
Say it again a bit louder.
Trial balance.
Trial balance.
Trial balance. Okay. Any other source? Suppose what are the expenses? You are writing here wages. You are writing here purchases. Say, let me write. You are writing here purchases. You are writing here wages. And you are writing the respective amount against these. In fact, the source is not trial balance. Source is the ledger of purchase account, ledger of wages account, ledger of salaries account. If you write other things, for example, you have written here salary. What is this? This salary is coming from the ledger of salaries account. This rent is being transferred here from the ledger of rent account. Similarly, you may have 50, 100 different expenses, 50, 60, 10, 20, any number of expenses, any number of items here. All of them are being transferred from their respective ledger accounts. Similarly, you have written here sales. Where is this picture coming from? This figure is coming from the sales account, from the ledger of sales account. So this is the process through which you close those accounts. See, in sales account, there will be a balance. If I write here a figure of 90,000, what does this mean? In sales account, 90,000 was balance. Total of sales account was 90,000. So when we are passing closing entries and transferring them to profit and loss account, sales account would have been debited. Sales account would have been debited and profit and loss account would have been credited. Only then this ledger will be acceptable. I will repeat, maybe take out a piece of paper, just immediately take out your pen and a piece of paper, write an entry that I am telling you, sales account debit to profit and loss account. I repeat, sales account debit to profit and loss account. Now once you have this entry, try to post this entry to ledger. Try to post this entry to ledger. So which account will you make first?
Sales account.
Sales account.
Sales
In
account.
sales account, yes, you will first account given is sales, but sales account already will be existing in your earlier. Sales account is existing in your earlier books or not? It is existing. So sales account page you will open. Now which side in the current entry sales is given? Sales is given in debit side. So what you will write in debit side? In debit side you will write to profit and loss account and you will write 90,000 as figure. Now what will be the balance in sales account? 0, because sales account had a credit balance of 90. In debit side you have written 90. So balance in sales account will be 0. When balance in sales account or any account is 0, it is not carried forward to the next year. So this is how sales account will be closed. What will be the next account you will prepare? Of the journal entry.
Profit
Yes,
and loss account.
profit and loss account. So you open profit loss account like it is appearing in your screen. Profit loss account is given in credit side. So in credit side, what will you write?
By sales account.
By sales account, correct. You will write by sales account. So that is why this by sales account, sales appear in this. This is the logic of preparation of profit and loss account. When you pass closing entries and when you pass closing entries and post them to ledger, in every closing entry you will find profit and loss account either in debit or in credit. And once you post the profit loss account, it will look like it is appearing in on your screen. I will repeat the entire concept once again. You have ledger account of several expenses, ledger account of several revenue. For example, one of the revenue account is sales. Another revenue account could be interest. Another revenue account could be, discount. You have several expenses account, ledger of several expenses account, ledger of purchase account, ledger of wages account, ledger of salaries account, ledger of rent account, ledger of advertisement account. These are all expenses. When you wish to close these accounts, why should you close these accounts? Because the balances will not be carried forward to the next accounting year. The balances will be closed in the same accounting year. What will you carry forward to the next accounting year? Which balances you will carry forward to the next accounting year?
So which are not 0?
Which are not 0. Which should be those? In terms of asset, capital, liability, expense and revenue. What do you write here? Asset and liabilities. That means balances of assets, balances of liabilities will be carried forward to the next year. Balances of income and expenses are not carried forward to the same year. Therefore, all expenses account will be closed, all income accounts will be closed. And to close expenses account and to close income account, we pass entry, which example of which one I have given you right now, which I hope you would have noted in your pen and paper. Suppose you wish to close the account known as salaries account. So you have a ledger of salaries account. In that ledger, you will have some balance. That balance will be debit or credit normally, or maybe 100%. You have a ledger of salaries account in which you will have some balance. Let us say the balance is 50,000 rupees. So this balance is debit or credit, or should be debit or credit. I'll repeat the question. You have an account, expense account known as salaries account, in which there is a balance of rupees 50,000. This balance will be debit or credit?
Sir, debit.
Debit. Now, any reason why should it be debit? Yes,
So
tell me.
because expense always has debit balance.
Because salaries are expenses are always debited. Therefore, this account, by all means, 100% will only and only have a debit balance. Okay. Now you want to close this account. You want to bring balance to zero. So that means an entry has to be posted by rupees 50,000 in the credit side. Only then it will be equal. So you need to credit salaries. So take out a piece of paper, write down an entry, write down the salaries in the credit side, to salaries account. What should be in the debit side? Profit loss account debit to salaries account. Write an entry, profit and loss account debit to salaries account. You have this entry. If you are posting salaries account, salaries is given in credit side. In credit, you will write profit and loss account. In the process, the balance in salaries account would become a zero. In the process, balance in a salaries account would become a zero. Yes, questions please, if you have not understood this.
So can you explain it again?
Okay. You want to close the salaries account. What balance salary account has as of now? Debit or credit?
So debit.
Debit. If you want to close this account, equal amount is to be written on the credit side, only then the balance will be zero. Agreed or
Yes,
not?
sir. Yes, sir.
You need to write something on the credit side. What that be something? Where is this balance being transferred to? This total of 50,000, where are you transferring it to? You are transferring it to profit and loss account.
Loss account.
Which side of profit loss account? Debit side.
Yes, sir.
If you write an entry, profit loss account debit to salaries account, just first of all write an entry. Take your pen and paper, write this entry. Profit loss debit to salaries account.
Yes, sir.
If you have noted this profit loss debit to salaries account, now complete the ledger of salaries account. Salaries account is given in credit. So in credit side of salaries account, what would you write?
By profit loss account.
By profit loss account. So this account will give you zero balance.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now post profit and loss account, you have an entry in which there are two transactions, profit loss account and salaries. Salaries you have posted. Now profit loss account. Profit loss account is given in which side? Debit side.
Yes, sir.
When you post this entry, what you will write? To salaries, opposite of profit loss.
Yes, sir. Yes,
This
sir.
is the logic for appearing salaries here. Profit loss, there would be an entry, profit loss debit to salaries account. That is why it is appearing here. Like this, all expenses account will be closed, all income account will be closed. When you close all expenses account, when you close all income account, so this is how transferring them to profit loss account looks like this. If I am to explain it here, okay, let me write it here what I have said in this one. I'll just duplicate this slide and write here. Okay. Just one second. Note whatever I am writing so that whatever I have spoken is clear. I'll start writing here. I thought maybe I should have made this before. What are we writing here? Closing entries. All expense account will have debit balance. Do you agree with this? All expense account will have debit balance. To close all these accounts, pass this entry. What entry will you pass? Profit and loss account debit to expenses in the Now look at this. Are these three lines that I have written making some sense to you? Have you understood these, or you need explanation even at this stage? All expenses account will have debit balance. Is this clear to you?
Yes, sir.
To close all these accounts, pass this entry. What entry will you pass? Profit and loss account debit to expenses individually. All expenses will be closed. Then I am writing it again related to all revenues account. All revenue accounts will have which balance? Credit balance. All revenue account will have credit balance. And to close these, what entry will you make? To close this, all revenue account will have credit balance. To close all these accounts, pass this entry. What entry will you pass? Revenues account debited. Revenue to be debited.
It should be credited.
I am just writing revenues to be debited and profit loss account to be credited individually. Read it again. All revenues account which have credit balance. You want to close this account. To close this account, revenue is to be debited. Only then there will be equal amount on the both sides, and credit profit and loss account individually. Thereafter, when all the above entries are posted to ledger accounts, all expenses and revenue accounts will be closed. That is zero balance. Profit and loss account will have all expenses in debit and all revenue in credit side. Read this now twice. All expenses account will have debit balance. You agree with this? All these to be closed because we will not be carried forward to the next accounting year. To close this, we will pass an entry. If a debit balance is there, to close it, there has to be equal amount in credit side. So we will write profit loss account debit, all expenses to be credited. Just reverse will happen with revenue. Can somebody either mute his mic or maybe lower it down?
Sir, you can meet him. So you can mute him, sir.
Okay, no. Somebody is making some noise. Let me check, please.
Samnan bhai.
No, Kamran, Samnan, Nazneen, Subia. Can you please unmute your mic? Just mute your mic. Now, read the slide that I have written here carefully. If there is anything which is not clear on this slide, you ask me, I'll explain. Anything that you wish to know about this, which I have written, just read it and then ask me. Anything which you see on this slide, if not clear, you ask me.
Will this account be closed every time?
Every year, not every time, every year
Sorry.
when you finalize the accounts. This all is happening on the day you close your accounts.
Whether there is some balance or not.
Don't you think there will be some balance in revenue and expense account? Or can you expect any expense account in which there will be no balance?
So then why is there need to close these accounts?
Okay, why do we need to close this account? Is a correct, good question. What is the purpose of writing the books of accounts? One of the important purposes, one of the common purposes is to calculate profit or loss. Is it purpose or not?
Yes.
How do you calculate profit and loss? Profit is equal to revenue minus expenses. Okay. Profit is equal to P is equal to R minus E. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
What are you doing? You are writing all revenues on one side and you are writing all expenses on the other side. When you write all expenses on one side, all expenses on the other side, you take the difference, it is your P or L. So that is why we need to close.
Okay.
All right, any other question? Do you remember your enrollment number?
No, sir. Sir, I think we have not.
Yes, sir.
Acha, you have not. All right, all right.
Faculty number.
Okay, but do you remember your roll number at least?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I am giving you just 30 seconds. Right now your roll number, write your roll number in the chat box. Start writing now, immediately. Roll numbers. Just type your roll number in the chat box. Do it fast. Why do you take so long in typing your roll number? Shall I assume that you are not available here? Okay, I am calling you by your roll numbers. MBA roll number 1.
Yes, sir.
MBA roll number 2.
Yes,
3.
sir.
2 is present. MBA roll number 2.
Yes, sir.
Roll number 3. Who is
yes,
two?
sir. Roll number 3.
But 2 is not there.
2 Arsalanullah Khan, sir.
Why don't you type your name in the chat box?
Sir, I have typed.
No, it's not appearing.
Sir, I have typed.
Okay, sorry. No, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. I have just seen several names. I need to bring it down. Okay. Have all of you typed your name now? Somebody has your roll number not assigned. Okay. All of you have typed?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Oh, all of you have typed your names. Okay. Your roll numbers. You have typed your roll numbers. 43, 43, 43, 42. Just hold on for a second. Seek the clarifications now, whichever you wanted to have or wherever we were continuing. Yes, where we were continuing, just tell me if you need further discussion or you need some more clarification. Yes. Any question at this stage? Yes.
in the opening account.
Sorry, say it again.
Sir, what do you write in the opening account?
Opening. Are you referring to this sheet? Are you referring to the presentation?
Yes, sir. Opening stock, opening account.
Okay. I got your question. You have transferred all expenses and all revenue to profit and loss account. So in your trial balance, you will be left with only asset, capital and liability. Asset, capital and liability. One of the kind of asset that you have is your stock of goods. Stock that you were unable to sell on the closing day. It is a common thing. 100% it happens in all companies. You continue producing and selling. So you have lots of goods available in your stock. So on the day you close your accounting year, let us say 31st December. So the amount or the quantity of unsold goods is your closing stock. What do you call it? Asset, capital or liability?
So asset.
Asset. So you will show it in the asset column, asset side as closing stock. Correct? What will you show it as your closing stock? Next day on 1st January, what does this figure become?
Opening stock.
Opening stock. So you will show it opening stock the next day. This is on 1st of January and this is of 31st December. Will these two figures be same or different?
Same.
Same for same. See, if it is closing only same in such a situation, I am writing here date. It is 31st December 19, for example. So this will be on, can I write here 1st January 20? Will this be this figure 1st January 20 or some different figure?
So 1st January 19.
It should be, you are right, 1st January. Are you sure 1st January 19? What figure should be written? What date should be written
1st
here?
January 20, sir.
Where the cursor is blinking?
So 1st January 2020.
1st January 2020. Are you sure?
19, sir.
19.
19.
Okay. Assume it is a multiple choice question with 4 options. Where the cursor is blinking, 31st December 20, 1st January 20, 1st January 19, 31st December 19 is already written here. Then none of the above. What will be your answer? This is how.
1st January 19.
Assuming that it is negative marking, then still you will hold your answer is correct. This is how.
January 19.
1st January
2019.
1st January 2019. Will these two figures be same or different?
So same.
Same?
Different.
Whatever figures I am writing here, suppose it is 90, suppose it is 10,000. Will this figure also be 10,000? Or different?
No, sir.
Different, sir.
Different.
Sir.
No, sir.
Different. Ordinarily, more or less. Ordinarily, will this figure be more? Which figure in your opinion ordinarily should be more?
Sir, opening
Which
stock.
one? Opening or closing?
Or it may be less.
Sir, opening
Maybe
stock.
more, maybe less.
Again think over. Ordinarily, I am saying not always. Usually, क्लास में usually अगर मैं पूछूं तो एब्सेंट ज्यादा होते हैं या प्रेजेंट ज्यादा होते हैं?
Present, sir.
प्रेजेंट ज्यादा होते हैं. यूजुअली कभी कभी ऐसा भी हो सकता है, 2 दिन 4 दिन में, कभी साल 2 साल में, कभी कभी ऐसा हो गया कि बहुत कम लड़के आए, इत्तेफाक की बात है. लेकिन यूजुअली क्या होता, ऐसे ही मैंने यूजुअली आपसे आंसर पूछा है कि यूजुअली ओपनिंग स्टॉक की वैल्यू ज्यादा होनी चाहिए या क्लोजिंग की?
I think opening stock should be higher.
अच्छा, एनी लॉजिक फॉर दैट?
सर, क्लोजिंग की प्रॉफिट भी होगा.
प्रॉफिट भी होगा. प्रॉफिट का ताल्लुक है कुछ ओपनिंग और क्लोजिंग से?
हो सकता है कि अगले दिन तक थोड़ा और स्टॉक बन गया हो.
अगले दिन तक थोड़ा और स्टॉक. आप सोचिए Sochi, we'll get back to you on Monday, or maybe I'll post something on the Google Classroom, look at it and then answer. For the time being, I just, you leave the meeting because you need to join another class. And look for the Google Classroom instructions also after some time. Right now you can close the meeting because you need to join another class. Leave the meeting, please.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.